So this is my little CAD program I run. Glary, but anyway. So that's the end product. What it's going to look like, I hope. What I do is I run a program called AutoCAD. It's quite old software, but extremely good for doing 2D work. So this is a front view of the draw unit. Down here, this is going to be a side view of the draw unit. And what we're going to do, what I do is I basically make parts, turn like the end panel into parts. This is the end panel we just machined up. Here is the profile, so it just worked out the 4 planks here. I've got my overall sizes here. The overall sizes are driven by the dimensions that we work out of. Okay, it's actually 900, not 902. Trying to do this one hand, it's not so easy. Anyway, so it's 900 to the bench top, and then we're going to put a decorative section across the top as well. The drawers, this is the detailing for the drawer unit. So the drawer unit is going to be made of out of that same carry material. There's going to be 4 sections in the front of the drawer unit, which will be out of that material, and an insert panel. And this is a plan view for the drawer unit up here. This shows how the drawer is going to be made, and we're going to use pine for the construction. It's just me. I'm trying to be annoying again. I'm just making your end panels for your cot. Now I thought I'm going to make a little mini documentary out of this thing. Might be interesting for future reference when it all goes wrong. Anyway, I think this is Merbau that I'm using at the moment. Very lovely wood. So these are 4 planks per side. So what we're doing is we're going to put 4 planks together, edge glue them, and then clamp them with our long bar clamps, and then make 2 panels. We use 4 clamps on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and basically the boards are all edge glued at the moment. One of the tricks is to make sure you get rid of all the excess glue. Yeah, so this is the plank wood I was just sanding. Took about, I don't know, half an hour to sand it all, both sides. This is just a very rough sand. We do this just to flatten the planks a bit more, just so we can chuck them on the CNC. But no, looking good. So I made a CNC machine a while back, and this is the software that's driving it. We actually run AutoCAD, which was the drawing I showed you before. And this is actually the perimeter of the side panel for the drawer unit. So now what we do is we use another program called Estelcam to actually generate G-code, and then we send that G-code to this software, which then runs this monstrosity over here. So this is a CNC machine I built. And what it is a motorized router. So that down there is a machine cutter. So when I turn it on, pretty noisy, but anyway, what it does is that actually runs around on these rails and these guide rails. So the machine runs backwards and forwards, sideways. And up here I made this part so it actually drives the router up and down, so it then cuts whatever I programmed to the machine. So everything you see on that CAD drawing before now basically is going to be transmitted to this router, and this router is then going to machine it. Now this router is accurate, I think, to at least 1/10 of a millimeter and possibly 100th of a millimeter. So yeah, for precision work it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, anyway, I'll show it to you running in a minute. So when this thing's running, it's really loud, so I'm going to probably dub over it. But this is actually a vacuum head down here that actually sucks the material up, and then it dumps it into this shop vac on the floor. It's a pretty cool machine. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I'll show it to you running in a sec. I made the second end panel. Just annoyed neighbours by running that on the CNC machine. Now I'm making surface mounted decorative trim rails, which I'm going to fit to all these to the side panels. So they need to be glued down and nailed. These are just for decoration. And it's all going rather swimmingly at the moment. So these are the end rails. These are decorative end rails, which I'm going to fit to the ends of the drawer unit in cop, because we just finished making Cero cop, which is another project. And what we're going to do here is glue these guys, and then we're going to nail them down. And then the whole point is we're going to then run a router cutter around them, and that router cutter is going to dress or trim off these rails so they finish very neatly. Of course, it's very rough at the stage, and inside we have all the grooves that have been routed. So these grooves are going to take what we call the ladder frames. These are rails which we're now going to build next, and they actually tie the two end panels together, and they actually form the positions where the drawers actually slide. And yeah, each end panel will have a decorative rail on the front, which will blend in with the unit, and be glued and screwed internally, and they'll stiffen the whole thing right up. It's looking pretty good.